So this is the finals of the SC2GG Weekly Open number 7. I am your host, Big Pie, and this is a game between Frosty spawning at the top right position as the teal Zerg, and Monk spawning at the bottom left position as the blue Protoss. This is the first in a best of 3. This game is on Blistering Sands. We'll be seeing Metalopolis and possibly Lost Temple, if the series goes on. And these two players are both members of Eternal Sphere Gaming, ESG, which means that they do practice against each other. They probably know each other's build orders pretty well. So they should be comfortable in here, and we probably won't be seeing anything too crazy in the early game. Well, definitely we won't be seeing anything like that from Frosty. Frosty has shown that he is a very defensive, very macro-heavy player. He just loves to get up some spine crawlers in the early game and then drone up and drone up and drone up until he absolutely has to throw up some sort of just last-minute roach army. But it's been working out for him beautifully thus far in the tournament. He's taken out some excellent players. He's beat Mark05 quite handily in the semifinals. And now he's here in the finals. Monk, on the other hand, a player who I'm not too familiar with, but he has been tearing it up in the other end of the bracket, so should be a good game. Monk with standard timings, getting his probes out Chrono Boost style. Frosty, meanwhile, is Frosty appears to be a fan of the classic 14 gas, 14 pool opening, especially now with the latest patch when Protoss's early game isn't so hot. Now that Zealots take that much longer to spawn, it seems like a Daimaga style Ling heavy early game is probably a good way to go in Zerg versus Protoss in the new patch. And I think Frosty just clues in on this. Monk trying to keep his probe alive. The probe has taken quite a bit of hull damage, but Monk is on top of that. Cybernetics core just going down for Monk. This new production tab is absolutely wonderful. And there we go. Scouting probe finally taken out from Monk's end of things. Frosty putting his Overlord in kind of a dangerous position. I'm not sure. He'll probably pull that back soon once it's in danger of being killed by stalkers. Now that Frosty has finally killed off that scouting probe, he's getting his first hatchery up. As well, that hatchery timing happens to coincide with Frosty getting his firstlings. No coincidence that that was when that scout went down, and this is a very standard timing. Works out quite well. Monk with what looks like a hidden gateway, or possibly just one that's allowing him to keep tabs on all of his base so that he can see any Nidus that may be coming down. Frosty peeking in there. Fairly early forge by Monk. This could be a timing push off of the +1 attack, and that's likely what it's going to be given that Monk just got that weapon upgrade. He's chrono boosting the forge, though he's on just there we go, gateways number 3 and 4. About to mention that he's only on 2 gateways, but now we're seeing them come down. And Monk is going to have a huge push soon. Frosty in the early game loves to fend off pushes with spine crawlers, as well as just enough lings and roaches to get things done. We'll have to see how well that does against this, what will no doubt be a huge push coming pretty soon from Monk. also explains that hidden gateway. Frosty making good use of those early lings. Taking out, well, as much of the destructible rocks as he can. And this +1 weapons is finished. Just about finished anyway. Monk may be moving out soon though. He still doesn't have a lot of army here. Oh, and a 5-gate from Monk. This is new. This is something that I saw mentioned for the first time pretty recently, but that explains why Monk built up so many minerals. This could be scary. Force field's going down, trying to trap those Zerglings. Zerglings get away though. They are shifty little buggers. Frosty getting as many spine crawlers up as he possibly can right now. Total panic mode, certainly for Frosty. Adding on a ton of lings, 22 lings being built. Hydralisk Den going down. Frosty does not have long before Monk is knocking on his door. And that's going to be the back door that he's knocking on. Taking down these destructible rocks. Very reminiscent of Marco 5's play in the semifinals of this tournament. Frosty looks like he's ready, or at least he's close to being ready. These spine crawlers are almost done, but they take forever to come up. Meanwhile, Mark is moving in. This is such tight timing right here. Every second that Monk is not attacking is just... There we go, spine crawlers are up. Monk just delaying that attack by a few seconds, stalling, and he should have been going in. There we go, Monk attacking the spine crawlers. A ton of lings are coming down on Monk's units. Looks like Frosty is going to hold this off, but just barely. Ooh, maybe not though. More spine crawlers being brought in from the front door. Monk is going unchecked in Frosty's base, takes out a gas geyser there. Could be after this pool here. Ooh, spine crawlers is doing as much as they can, but Monk is pulling out 3 spine crawlers, almost 4 spine crawlers sitting at Frosty's expansion. Frosty, ooh, with a flank, trying to press Monk's units up against those spine crawlers as much as he can. And here's another big engagement. Monk has a ton of stalkers. Ooh, Monk just finding all these little places that he can get shots in from. Looks like he's gonna get to Frosty's expansion and take it out without dealing with these spine crawlers, which should be huge.